Maybe I'm crazy, but I think we are nearing the end of the Kardashians.
What?
The show. Just the show.
Oh.
The show.
Is that good or bad news?
Well, I mean, depends on if you're a fan, I guess. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not, maybe I'm not.
Welcome to the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. It's Brandon Newman. We're back.
Oh, wow.
Yay!
We are back. And we opened up with the Kardashians.
Yes. Well, there's a lot going on with the Kardashians.
Yeah,
We're going to address later in the Culture Report. There's a lot going on, period. U.S. Women's National Team versus the World Cup.
Still out here.
Megan Rapinoe is having issues with Trump. Not a shocker there.
Yeah.
Big time Culture Report. Lot going on. Lil Nas Ex, Kardashians, Taylor Swift's got beef, even though beef is dead. Although this feels like real beef, but like not beef. It's like baby beef. It's like vegan beef. But closest to beef is you're going to get
like
these days.
Calf.
A lot going on with the WNBA. Yes, with the WNBA, but also with NBA free agency. A lot of moves. History has taken its course, and we're still waiting. We're still on Kawhi watch.
Yes.
So we got to figure out what's happening with that.
The Raptors won since we've won
Yeah,
the
that's
NBA
true.
Finals.
I don't even remember the last time. What has conspired since we've been off the air?
A lot of sports. There's a boring Super Bowl.
It wasn't that long.
Okay.
But the NBA draft.
NBA draft.
Yeah, so I don't know. I've lost track of time.
Yeah.
I don't even know what date it is. But a lot's happened. Let's start with NBA free agency, though. We're going to just kind of mush with it and quit it and kind of run through all of the moves, the big moves, really, that NBA free agency has given us so far. So let's get started.
With it or quit it? With it? Quit it.
What?
With it. We about to turn up in this bitch.
After losing KD, the Warriors won't make the playoffs. With it or quit it?
So if you haven't heard, Kevin Durant, he changed teams.
Yes.
He's no longer with the Warriors. He is with the Brooklyn Nets. He is in New York.
Brooklyn Nets.
I did predict this. I may have said many other times that he was going to the Knicks. I changed my mind. He's going to the Nets. I said it before it happened, therefore I'm right. That's how it works.
I did predict this, Joy.
I don't
How
know.
dare you?
I honestly don't remember if I said it or not.
You said it eventually, but like you were screaming Knicks like everyone else forever.
And I was right about that too, because all reports point to, before the injury, that he was going to the Knicks.
Okay.
And then I changed my mind, he was staying with the Warriors, and then I changed my mind, he was going to the Nets. So I was right all along.
Exactly. Congrats.
Thank you. The point is, the Warriors are still good. Let's just, everyone pump the brakes, relax. Obviously, they are not as good as they were with KD. We saw that because guess what? They didn't win a championship because KD was hurt. So we know that. Now, obviously, Klay Thompson is going to be out, which is a tremendous loss. But they got D'Angelo Russell. I don't understand, really, why everyone is like, oh, D'Angelo Russell is not going to be a big deal. I mean, yes, D'Angelo Russell is incredibly talented.
Yes.
And miss me with the whole immature thing. That's in the past, all right? That was a long time ago. It was a completely different place and time.
He came off All-Star
No one cares
season.
about that anymore. I honestly wish people would stop even bringing up that story. Seriously.
It's a faux pas.
I am done with that story.
It was a big guy faux pas.
We're done there.
Yeah, okay,
I'm done. We've had every angle of that. It's no longer anyone's business what happened with
shouts
that.
out to Iggy.
Please. So
What?
So anyway, the point is the Warriors are going to be fine. They still have a great team. They managed to keep Kevon Looney, which is huge. And I mean, God bless them, because if I am not a max player, I'm not giving anybody any type of discounts for any reason whatsoever. So very cool of him to make that contract manageable.
Make it work.
But he was a priority for them. But they have to make the money fit. So they're still going to be in the playoffs. They're still going to be good. They still have Steph Curry. The disrespect for Steph Curry is tremendous. Draymond Green is still there.
True.
They have Kevon Looney. I mean, they have D'Angelo Russell. And Klay Thompson's coming back in February.
There's now reports that they're looking to trade D'Angelo Russell either for something now or possibly whenever Klay's back. So he seems like a placeholder, an all-star placeholder, and with the Warriors being an all-star level championship team, it makes sense.
There is talks that he was brought in to be a trade piece, which is smart. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility, but I don't think it's going to happen until Klay Thompson comes back. So there's no point in talking about it now because they're going to be viable when Klay Thompson comes back. And D'Angelo Russell is an incredibly valuable trade piece. So if they do trade him, they're going to get a great, very important piece back anyway. So they're going to be in the playoffs. They're going to be a problem still. Do I think they're going to win a championship this year? No, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to break someone's heart in the playoffs, and they're definitely going to make the playoffs. Everyone just relax with that.
Okay.
So quit it.
We'll see what happens. Okay. Sticking with losing KD storylines. After KD returns from injury in Brooklyn, KD and Kyrie will be a better duo than LeBron and AD. With it or quit it?
Well, okay. I'm actually going to wit it. but it's kind of a this question really relies only on LeBron and AD and the idea that Kawhi doesn't come there. Because if Kawhi comes there, then LeBron AD it's no longer LeBron and Anthony Davis. It's LeBron and Kawhi and then Anthony Davis.
Right.
Sorry to just if that's a report to anyone, but just so you know, when LeBron plays with another guard, it's that's the number 2, and then it's the big who gets number 3, which is very concerning to me because I don't know how Anthony Davis plays in that spot. But if you need some history lesson, it's right here. Chris Bosh, all right, and then you had Kevin Love, all right, and then it's going to be Anthony Davis if that happens. If it doesn't happen, and let's just stick with this question that it stays LeBron and Anthony Davis. I don't know what's happening with KD, and I'm going to be ahead of this because I was ahead of the Kawhi thing as well. What's happening with KD is exactly what happened with Kawhi. KD has a catastrophic injury in his Achilles injury, right? Yeah. He's going to be gone for a year. Right. Kyrie and the Nets are going to be a playoff team. They're not going to be great. They're going to be good. Maybe they win a series, whatever. But Kyrie's going to keep them afloat, and he's going to help them stay where they need to be for when KD comes back. KD's going to come back into a space where everyone's going to be doubting him. Everyone's going to wonder if this was the right move. Right. Everyone's going to question if he's going to be what he was before, which he will. And they're going to be good. I think that they will make the finals the year that KD and Kyrie come back, and I think that they will win a championship in Brooklyn.
Ugh.
Kevin Durant, until he got injured, we were all in agreement that he was the best player in the NBA, that he had taken the throne from LeBron. One popped Achilles, now all of a sudden he's some bum.
Okay, but what about Kyrie in this equation? He's helping teams now instead of hurting them? Kyrie
goes to Brad Stevens and the Celtics, some goofy system that only works in college, some restrictive situation where the coach can't relate to any of the players and nobody knows what their role is. All of a sudden, it's all Kyrie's fault, and he's not Kyrie Irving anymore?
I'm saying there's some things need to be on paper of what Kyrie can do as a team mate. As a team mate on a squad before KD comes in the equation and they're better than LeBron and AD after they're going to be running with steam. I don't know how LeBron and AD play together, but they're going to be figuring it out by the time KD comes back.
LeBron and AD, LeBron when KD comes back, LeBron will be in his 18th season plus whatever playoff games they play.
He'll be the Chris Bosh of the
there's some things that are going to be changing by the time that KD comes back. It's going to be a long time from now. It's a whole year he's going to miss from this Achilles injury. So there's a lot that can change in that time. I think that KD and Kyrie will be fine. I think they will win a championship.
Okay. LeBron's basically going to be a point guard by then, too. After adding Mike Conley and Bojan Bogdanović, going to go with that and say there, the Jazz are the winners of the offseason. Wit it or quit it? I'm
going to wit it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because, let's be honest, the Jazz are not very discussable
still
or
Utah,
exciting. They still remain the Utah Jazz with an unexplainable name.
Somebody's got to win a first-round playoff series.
I understand how the name got there. Please don't get annoying in the mentions. I do know how it got them to saying it's possible you change the name. It just doesn't match. They don't even like to party in Utah.
Yes.
Jazz is all about the party.
Yes.
So, look, yes, they killed it. Like, they obviously... No one's talking about them because, let's be honest, it's a boring situation, okay? But, yes, they obviously won the offseason. They obviously won free agency at this point. Like, if the Lakers get Kawhi, then all this is pish-posh. But, of course, they were great last year. They're going to be better this year. Maybe they may even end up in the finals, to be honest with you. They have a really, really, really good team. But they're just, the Jazz.
Yeah, replacing Rick Rubio with Mike Conley, and Rudy Gobert's coming off another defensive player of the year season. They're inching their way. And then also Donovan Mitchell, it'd be nice to see Donovan Mitchell not have to carry the entire team.
Right.
I've been waiting for the Jazz to do something. I didn't think it was going to happen during free agency, but they're a good team regardless.
They are a good team. Would you like to add anything, Ashley, because you're very high on the Jazz?
I think they're nice. I think losing Gordon Hayward was the best thing that ever happened to them.
Okay. Well, all right. All right, so that's the Jazz. Moving on, what's next?
Kemba Walker will bring the Celtics back to greatness and restore Brad Stevens back to the top of the coaching hierarchy. Wit it or quit it?
I'm going to say with it because Brad Stevens did not get enough of the criticism that he deserved for what happened with the Celtics this year. So he's still at the top. Like as soon as the season starts, he's going to start being in the discussion again. And I'm not saying Brad Stevens is a bad coach, so don't take me out of context here. He is a good coach. I just think that what happened with Kyrie is a reflection of a very important element in being a great coach in the NBA, which is you have to be able to relate to your players. And you also have to assign roles to your team, especially when you have young players that are still developing, which the Celtics had a lot of. And they also had a lot of perimeter players. They had too much of a good thing. So you really need to find a way to get everyone to buy into what you're doing, which he didn't. And since you have a system, it kind of seems like that's probably even more important. Nobody knew what they were doing. Nobody knew who was going to be the guy night to night, except for then Kyrie Irving would take over every single time, which makes sense because he's the biggest star on the team, and this is a star-driven league. That said, Kemba Walker was kind of buried in Charlotte. So this is going to be an opportunity for the whole world to see how good Kemba Walker actually is, for one. I don't think that they had a tremendous amount of drop-off. I mean, obviously they lost Al Horford, they lost Terry Rozier, and they lost Kyrie Irving. But they did add Enes Kanter, who we love, and is a very reliable player. Was huge for Portland this year. He's a great teammate guy. I think that they are actually going to be where they were before when Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward were injured. Boston's going to be very good this year. And if everyone buys into the situation, which seems like what the Celtics are aiming to do, I really think that everyone's going to sleep on them and that they're going to be good.
They're going to be fine. They're going to be figuring it out, and they're going to be rebuilding. Kemba Walker, watching him ball, seeing how good he possibly can be, because he's become an all-star with no help.
Right.
No help in the front office, no help. Michael Jordan is iffy when it comes to running an organization.
He's better at playing basketball.
Yes, than running basketball teams. I'm excited to see Kemba Walker ball out, but Al Horford is a huge loss. Huge. You're talking about teammates. I'm talking about the locker room. You know, I'm always talking about chemistry and stuff like that. Al Horford is the backbone of that team. Getting him with the Sixers and growing Joel Embiid is a huge game for them and an equally huge loss for the Celtics. I hear you. They didn't lose much, but they're definitely rebuilding. Rebuilding with an all-star is in a better situation of rebuilding, obviously, with Kemba Walker, but they're definitely rebuilding. And Brad Stevens is just kind of feeling so. I don't even know who he is as an NBA coach yet, honestly.
He's a system guy.
Yeah, whatever.
Systems.
Yeah.
Next.
Okay. JJ Redick to the Pelicans is exactly what Zion Williamson needed. With it or quit it.
I mean, with it, I guess. I would have liked JJ Redick more with the Lakers.
Woo!
Look, what the Pelicans have been able to do, and we haven't talked about the Pelicans or Zion Williamson.
Yeah, that happened.
The moves that they've made are incredible, and they're going to be good this year. Do I think that they are going to? I mean, they could make the playoffs. They very well could. The West is very tough, which is why I am hesitant to say that they will make the playoffs, because they can be a good team and not make the playoffs. There's going to be a good team in the West that would dominate in the East that's not going to make the playoffs because the West is that loaded. That's just what it is. But you got to give David Griffin props. He chilled out and took the right situation. And it might have looked like a bad job at the time, but he's clearly smarter than the rest of us, because he took a job where he had no pressure and created what is going to be a competitive team this year and a contender for years and years to come.
Fun team to watch.
So congrats to him, because he did it the right way. JJ Redick to the Pelicans, sure, cool. Just an extra piece of what I mean. Like it's good. Is it what Zion Williamson needed? Like, what does that mean? I mean,
because Zion Williamson needs a shooter that's going to be on the perimeter to pass to that can shoot.
A great piece, a great addition. I don't think this is the piece that's going to set them over the edge to make them a playoff team more than they were before. JJ Redick is a nice piece.
While Lonzo got LeBron as like his big all-star and all that stuff, JJ Redick is actually going to help a lot of those, those shooters. He is to Al Horford in the big man position for a veteran, older guy. All I'm saying is
he would have been more valuable. He's valuable. He's been more valuable with the Lakers.
Yeah. He's not going to win a championship no more. Okay, moving on. Your people. Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra are going to make Jimmy Butler more valuable to the Heat than Dwayne Wade ever was. With it or quit it?
No, I'm going to quit that. I don't think that Jimmy Butler is going to win 3 championships for the Miami Heat and become the greatest athlete that has ever played in South Florida. And that's no disrespect to Dan Marino, but the rings matter.
So you're saying Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra can't do that? Like, they're not going to push Jimmy Butler to his greatest.
That's not.
Okay.
I mean, no. That's a dramatic jump.
That's your people.
That's a dramatic jump. So I can keep it real. That's a lot. And respect to Pat Riley, because people keep forgetting that he's down there running it.
Talking about when you say you're being right, you said that there were definitely don't sleep on Pat Riley in the Heat.
Well, you can't sleep on Pat Riley. He's the Godfather.
Clearly not.
It's disrespect.
Yeah.
Right? People continue to disrespect, and he continues to do things. I mean, nobody saw this coming at all. And look, I'm not going to overemphasize the move. I think Jimmy Butler to Miami is a great move for Miami. They're definitely a playoff team now. Does it mean that they're going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals and go to the finals? No. They still need some more pieces. No. There's some conversation about Bradley Beal. I mean, I don't even know what Miami would possibly have to get Bradley Beal. That said, Pat Riley has pulled off some unbelievable moves in the past. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what he gave them to get Goran Dragic, but he managed to pull that off.
Right.
So I wouldn't count them out of that situation. I'm sure that rumor is probably coming from Miami. So there's that. But I love this move. I think it's great for the Heat. I'm excited about it. And clearly this is where Jimmy Butler wanted to be. So that helps also. And it's going to be his team now.
Did you ever see the Versace, the American Crime Story stuff?
I watched 2 episodes.
All right. Well, Jimmy Butler's following that murderer, Andrew Kusikin or whatever guy who killed Versace.
I don't care about the guy's name who killed Versace.
I'm just saying he was in Minnesota. And then
he's following his path.
He's following the path, and last kill was in Miami. Versace there. I'm just watch out for Jimmy Butler. I don't know what he's into. Okay. Sticking with Jimmy Butler. With Jimmy Butler taking his talents to South Beach, the Houston Rockets fans realize no free agents are trying to play with James Harden. With it or quit it.
Yeah, with it. I mean, what is Houston? What are the Rockets?
I ain't got to pay attention to them no more.
A thorn in my side. I don't know. I just don't know what the Rockets are.
A vessel for James Harden to score in.
I really, really, really thought Jimmy Butler was going to the Rockets, which despite the locker room situation, which might have been interesting, I did think that would have been an aggressive move. And these days, you got to be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. I don't know the rest of it because I was never a cheerleader. But the point is, I don't know what the Rockets are. Like, did they get any better? Are we riding out with the same situation as last year?
They're getting worse year by year.
Like, you understand everyone's getting older.
Right.
And Mike D'Antoni is still Mike D'Antoni. Like, I know everyone loves him for the numbers. Numbers don't equal banners and championships. I don't know what to say about the Rockets anymore that I haven't already said. They're just the Rockets. Like, they're a fun regular season team. James Harden is going to get insane numbers and be in the MVP conversation again. There's going to be talks about if he gets along with Chris Paul, and then at the end of the day, they're going to be exactly where they were last year, which is in the playoffs and then a disappointing loss.
Congrats, Rockets!
Yay!
On staying
Get
in
those
Houston.
regular season championships.
Moving on, for the first time in 2,183 days, the Warriors woke up to a world without Andre Iguodala. And that will hurt them more than losing KD. With it or quit it?
Quit it.
What?
No.
Why?
KD is, because that's absurd. Kevin Durant is the best player in the NBA, second best player in the NBA, because Kawhi won the championship, so we got to give him respect. But before he was injured, he was the best player in the NBA.
So just because Andre Iguodala...
There's no comparison to losing the best player in the NBA to Andre Iguodala, who was admittedly a key component to all their championships, a huge bench player,
past, yes.
very important,
Yes.
but not as valuable as Kevin Durant. That said, I do think they're going to miss him a lot. That said, I really hope he ends up with the Lakers.
Woo! Thank you for saying it. Even though we need shooters, and he had his career low in points.
No, you do need shooters. You need lots of shooters, but he is a great locker room guy.
Yes.
He knows how to win.
Yes.
He is clutch. He is dependable, and he is an X-factor player. So that's really what I think that the Lakers need: shooters and someone like Andre Iguodala. So
someone
who
can shoot free throws and make them.
I mean, he's just a solid guy. Like, you've seen it in all of the Warriors championship runs. Like, he's been dependable. He's done whatever they needed him to do. So I do hope he ends up with the Lakers, and I do think the Warriors are going to miss him a lot.
Yeah, he's got a book out.
Not as valuable as KD, though.
No. Yeah.
No.
Okay. Chris Middleton staying with the Bucks is the move that gets them back into the Eastern Conference Finals. With it or quit it?
God, I just wish the Bucks were more interesting.
And they lost What's his name?
Malcolm Brogdon.
Brogdon.
I'm going to win it. It was very important that Chris Middleton come back. He was pretty inconsistent in the bigger moments, but he is very important to them, and especially during the regular season. I do think the Bucks will be back right there at the top of the East, of course. Giannis MVP, we were off for that too, but that was a given. Huge for the Bucks, definitely very important. They needed to keep him, and they needed to keep that unit together as much as possible. They'll be back at the top next year, and that's all for the Bucks.
But does Giannis stay?
Yeah, Giannis is never leaving Milwaukee.
So you're not believing the Giannis to the Knicks thing that's coming, that's in the works?
No,
that's in the background.
I don't think so.
Okay, all right.
Don't think so. Next,
Klay Thompson, staying with the Warriors, keeps the Splash Brothers together, but they will never win another ring. Win it or quit it?
Interesting. I'm gonna win it. I don't think that the Warriors win another ring. I don't. That's with the way that they are assembled currently. Now they could make a dramatic trade at the trade deadline for D'Angelo Russell. What that could be, I don't know. So I'm going to hedge my bet. Right. As far as this goes, with them not winning another ring based off of that, because I don't want to disrespect what Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry are together when they are all healthy, and they are still all in their prime. So, I think within the next couple years, injuries are going to become a problem for all of them, because we've already seen Steph Curry have injury problems. Don't know what's going to happen with Draymond Green, but as it's looking right now, I don't think they're going to win another championship.
It's hard to say and definitely no, because when Klay comes back, that's essentially the same starting lineup they'll have that swept the Trailblazers when they had a chance.
Exactly.
Like, they're a good team. They're a solid team. Keeping Klay and Steph together and that light-skinned Splash Brother power, I don't know. They won't win another chance for the Warriors, but I'm hoping I see Klay and Steph on another team eventually.
No.
What?
What are you talking about? That's the worst idea ever.
Okay.
No, definitely not. No.
Okay, here's the best one. You ready? Mm-hmm. Led by LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and fill in the blank, and load management, the Lakers have the best chance to win the Western Conference Finals next year. Win it or quit it?
Who's going to win the West? Well, we'll discuss that later, I guess.
Yeah.
But look, so obviously Anthony Davis went to the Lakers, and then of course in perfect Laker style they messed up the trade, so then he had to waive his $4 million trade situation. I don't know what it, if you can figure out all that, how all that works,
salary cap
good for you,
and all that stuff.
But
congrats.
Basically they messed it up, and then they had to go to whatever studio is supplying the money for Space Jam 2 and was like, yo, hit that up, and then he was like, yo, you could waive it. And so now they have room for another max player, which is huge, only if they get Kawhi. Because at this point, now, if they don't get Kawhi, which we'll get into later, there's going to be some, spare part situation with the Lakers. So I don't really know. I don't know what the Lakers are. I don't know what LeBron is going to look like when he comes back, because this is his first major injury. I don't doubt that he'll be in great shape, but I don't care about what kind of shape he's in. How fast is he? Because the game is about speed and strength. We know that he's going to be strong, but is he going to be as strong as he needs to be to play the way he used to play, which I don't think he is. I mean, even the way you watched him last year, he's not getting up the way he used to. Have you ever seen LeBron have his shot blocked so many times? No. LeBron is a downhill freight train of a player, right? With an incredible amount of skill for his size. That's what LeBron is. He's a Swiss Army knife of the NBA, and he's great at everything. Once those skills that athleticism starts to diminish, is he really that skilled? Because he's been able to rely on his body for so long.
Okay,
so I don't know what LeBron is going to be next year. I'm not doubting that he's going to be great, but is he going to be that great? I don't know. And then Anthony Davis, I'm sorry, Anthony Davis is a great player. He's never shown the ability to carry a team. So if LeBron isn't that guy, is Anthony Davis going to be that guy? Because if you don't have Kawhi, somebody's got to be that guy.
Yeah. We've seen LeBron get in the lab after every offseason and add an element to his game.
Not coming off of his first major injury.
We haven't seen that yet, though.
Right.
So the three-point shot was a big part of his game that he was implementing in the Lakers last season before the injury. I'm expecting him, with AD coming here, to kind of step into a new role as a teammate in general. I think, based on what happened to the Lakers last year, on the court and in the locker room, I think LeBron's ready to turn over a new leaf and become a new teammate to Lakers, the type of teammate that they'll need, and he sees the writing on the walls more than we do. He knows his limitations. He watches tape more than we do. I think LeBron is going to change his game to better suit whatever the Lakers need him to be. And also, it's new LeBron as we're leaving. Yeah, the air conditioning.
Yeah, so I don't know if the aliens are coming or what's going on. I'm sorry if I look distracted, but it's really just because I think we're being sucked into space right now. The air vents just turned on. That never happens.
I think LeBron heard me. He was like opening up. He's like, "Yeah, you're right."
Yeah. Just like the basketball gods open up the heavens.
You don't think I asked for signs?
Yeah,
you know
I mean, you have to pay attention to omens.
LeBron, am I right about you coming back? See, it's gonna be great.
That was the sound that the air vents are making. So I'm gonna quit it because I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna see from them.
Well, that's it. That's all.
Right.
That's all.
Fun free agency, guys.
They did the thing.
Hear ye. Trump is petty. I don't know if that's news to anyone, but it's true. So, U.S. women's national team is the greatest national team that of any sport.
All facts.
That we have ever had, except for, of course, the Dream Team. That's not debatable. Well, maybe the Miracle on Ice. No. I don't know. No.
History's been long.
Yes,
it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So besides the Dream Team, the best one that we can remember.
Yes.
And Megan Rapinoe is a superstar, and she has pretty much been all of our offense up until today because she was injured. She was not sidelined because she said something bad about Trump, although I know certain people would like to believe that. That is, in fact, not true. Yes. She was injured. But Kristen Press started in her absence and scored the first goal. Anyway, we won. We beat England, which of course we're going to do. It's the week of the 4th of July. They never stood a chance. The point is, Megan Rapinoe said that she would not be. She was asked if she would go to the White House, and she said in so many words she would not like to attend the White House and see Trump. Now no thank you is basically what she said in so many words. The point is, she's already been to the White House. She went to the White House when Obama was in the White House, so she's been there, done that. So she doesn't need to go to the White House.
Cool.
Like, yep, right. When it was an acceptable, socially acceptable thing to do.
Right.
I gotta tell you, I've always wanted to go to the White House. Like, very badly wanted to go to the White House. I would like to see the inside of the White House.
Yeah.
I think it's very interesting.
What's going on in there?
I gotta know what's going on. I want to find out where the secret elevator to the 50th floor on the underground is. Like, I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
and then they're gonna kick me out. Yeah. But the point is, I'm not going during this regime. So that's the fact. True. Like, they're not asking me to. They have no interest in me being there. But if I was asked, I would also say I would decline.
Right.
In so many words. The point is, Trump did not appreciate that and tried to come for her, and her teammates weren't having it, and many others were not having it. And Megan Rapinoe does not care, and that's fine. And I know everyone, not everyone, but people want to get offended by because she's on a national team, and that does make this a different discussion, because when we're talking about players not wanting to go to the White House who are on NBA teams or NFL teams or baseball teams or NHL teams, I mean, obviously outside of the NFL, obviously there are teams mostly in this country. We have a team in Toronto, obviously lots of NHL teams, no baseball teams anymore. But the point is, it's a different situation. That is an entertainment business situation. This is the national team. So it is a discussion of, is there a level of disrespect? But I just want to remind everyone, we live in a free country where you are, for now, that you are allowed to say what you would like to say. And this is a good reminder of that. I know everyone was freaking out because she wasn't in the starting lineup. It's all been solved. But Trump did not appreciate it and let her know that she needs to win before she starts talking about coming to the White House. And he also started tweeting something about black employment rates. I don't think he knows that Megan Rapinoe is white, but
but he said y'all coming win or lose. They're getting invited. So what are you talking about? Y'all got to win first. He tweeted, win or lose, they coming. I'm inviting them.
Right. Well, I mean, of course, it's the national team. It might be a law. I don't even know. How are you not going to invite the U.S. women's national soccer team after they win a World Cup? Or even if they don't, even if they made it to the finals, how are you not going to invite them? Yeah.
I'm interested in the team that is going to go. There's always X amount of people on the team that goes anyway. I want to see who's still riding.
I'm going to go ahead and guess that is not a well-populated picture, if at all. But anyway, it's a story all week, and it's going to continue throughout the World Cup. And hopefully she gets healthy and gets back out there for the next game. But congrats to the women's team on winning today.
Just making everyone proud. Doing everything that we thought y'all was doing and more.
Yes,
That's out.
I mean they're the best. They're the best. They're so much fun. They make you so proud, and they're amazing. And I mean, we got to give a shout out to the men's team too, because they've been playing great, and got to give props for props too.
Getting jealousy of everybody talking about how great the women's are.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
let's be better. Like
Please.
I'm down.
Please.
I'm down. Whatever motivates you.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for high key, low key.
High key.
Low key.
We're getting better at that.
Yeah,
It's not. Our intro song is not as cool as saying high key, low key.
Right.
But
right. And if we had a desired destination, maybe we'd land somewhere. But right now we're just figuring it out.
Yeah, we're figuring it out. Working through it. All right, high key, we like winners. Low key, did your family deliver?
They.
Hi, I'm Brandon Newman's mom. Yes, my family was on Family Feud. Oh my God, we had a great time. It was so much fun. I'm so sorry we can't tell you the outcome. When it airs, whenever we get that date, we'll be sure to share it so you can watch us have lots of fun. Family Feud. Maybe I'm crazy.
So, Family Feud updates. Brandon's family has been chosen. Not Brandon, surprisingly enough, being that he is, don't quote me on this, the only actual talents. Like, by actual talent, I mean like paid. You are paid to be an on-air talent.
I said I'm entertaining for a living, and I wanted to show that my family is entertaining as well.
Right.
So much entertaining that I am not as entertaining as 5 of the other members
So
of my
you did
family.
not get chosen for Family Feud.
No, I did not. No,
which
I
is
did
nonsense.
not. No.
But the rest of your family,
Yes.
who I like very much, did get chosen.
Yes.
What happened?
We were there yesterday, all day yesterday. They took our phones, put them in Ziploc bags. We didn't see them. Away from our phones for at least 11 hours.
That sounds therapeutic, actually.
Yes. It was something. And then going into Family Feud, sitting there, seeing Steve, 4 different families played, where we got to see chance to see 2 games, right? Mm-hmm. 4 different groups of people came with their friends and families to watch their families go. All of them got dismissed. We were the only people that came and actually got to see our chance, because they'll just cancel families during the taping. They were like, we like you guys, we like you. Or like, you're constantly auditioning back there. So like, they were auditioning back there.
So dramatic.
Michelle and I were here, and I also was glad that I didn't go on, because like, I couldn't imagine Michelle sitting there for 12 hours, no phone, just by herself.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Right, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was nice. It was kind of thing. Steve Harvey. I basically watched Steve Harvey do stand up for 10 hours, and in between watching Family Feud, one of the best games to watch ever. Right?
So it was a great day.
It was crazy. But anyways, end of the day, the episode's going to be on like late April. My family came out here. Everything else is gravy. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? That's what happens when you let heathens weigh in on the answers for Family Feud.
Yeah, chill out, heathens.
I mean,
Okay.
what do you? It's not
Next.
nonsense. Not even biblically accurate. All right. High key, this will be so wrong, but low key, we're going to do it anyway. Let's do our way too early finals predictions.
Yes.
We don't know where Kawhi is yet.
No.
So we're just saying things at this point. But as the NBA is currently constructed,
Sans Kawhi's decision.
Yeah, sans Kawhi decision.
Yeah.
I am. Well, actually, let's just really, because if Kawhi stays in Toronto, I change my mind. But if he goes to the Clippers, this is my prediction. I'm going with Celtics Lakers. I think everyone is sleeping on the Celtics. I think Kemba Walker is going to be great. I think they're going to put it all together. I still don't trust the Bucks in big moments. I think Giannis is great, but I don't believe in the rest of that team. And I think the Lakers will put it together somehow, because the West is completely impossible to predict. So Celtics, Lakers, all-time rivalry.
I'm the only reason I've been okay as a Lakers fan with the down years, the Celtics have been kind of in tumultual. I mean, they went to playoffs, but no one believed in them.
Right.
Exactly. Okay, thank you. I think I like Lakers Sixers.
What is it with the Sixers, you guys?
I like the Lakers Sixers.
I really want to like the Sixers. I do.
They
but
traded away all their shooting.
I don't believe in the Sixers this year. I just don't.
Joel Embiid, all he needs is a mentor. Al Horford will be that. I think they're going to end up putting someone on the team that can shoot, since they got rid of all of their real shooters. And all they need is somebody who can shoot the 3 at 40%, and they're going to the finals.
Well, those guys are just walking around without jobs, so it should be easy. All right, high key, everyone hates Uncle Dennis. That's Kawhi's uncle. Mm-hmm. Low key, he's the man. He's got it all figured out. Now, this is my favorite story maybe I've ever heard in my life. All right, so Kawhi Leonard is a Wingstop lover.
Amen.
Which is why we know he's a man of the people, because Wingstop is excellent. And and what do you order from Wingstop? Lemon pepper wings.
Got you.
So, Uncle Dennis also who is Kawhi's man, Kawhi's guy.
Yes.
He's a sauce man. As any good free agency recruiter knows, you got to know what kind of food your people that you're recruiting want to eat. Like, you got to know ahead of time. So the Clippers, doing everything right, which is why it might be so sad for them if they don't get Kawhi, had a meat and cheese platter available for the meeting. Now, if you want me to do anything, your first step is providing meat and cheese for me, okay? Because it's basically all I eat all day long. Like, literally, I've pretty much survived on cheese for the last 3 days. And I'm not ashamed of it. So they had a meat and cheese platter with 10 different dipping sauces for the platter. So that got us, going down the sauce lane, talking about sauces. So,
but there was labeled.
America's hero, Guy Fieri, who...
Don't do that, but okay.
I mean, he is. But look, if you don't like him, you don't like fun, all right?
It's not
he wears the fun shirts, and he's got the hair, all right? And he just drives around and eats at amazing mom-and-pop restaurants that put care and love into everything that they make. He's the best job in the entire world.
He could be a little bit more gracious to the people that invite him into his kitchen. And just be more thankful for where he is, but whatever, He's giving
them National Pub.
Whatever.
Anyway, he opened a very innovatively named fast casual chicken tender spot in Orlando called Chicken Guy. So they put all the effort in naming all the sauces, so they just said call it whatever, because it doesn't matter.
All that matters is the sauces.
Right. So they have 22 dipping sauces. So if I get the opportunity to go there, I will stop by. Yes. I'm hoping that the chicken tenders are good, because no matter how great the sauce is, if the chicken's overcooked and not tasty, it's a waste of time. Nothing worse than dry chicken, okay?
True that.
Nothing.
Where's this place located?
It's in Orlando. Okay. So there's a long list of sauces. Honey mustard, okay, standard. Both have ketchup too.
No.
Avocado crema, lemon pepper, curry mayonnaise, sweet and sour blue cheese, creamy buffalo, teriyaki, garlic parm, spicy mayonnaise, ranchero salsa, brown sugar barbecue ranch, cumin lime mojo, chipotle ranch, donkey sauce, habanero hot sauce, wasabi honey, sweet sriracha barbecue, Nashville hot honey, peri peri, and special sauce. I don't know what special sauce is, don't care. My choices are lemon pepper, cumin lime mojo, donkey sauce, which we learned a long time ago was actually just aioli.
Yeah, shouts out to aioli.
And peri peri, which is spicy garlic sauce. I'm going to need to go there and try those 4.
I'm going to go special sauce, because any restaurant that has a sauce and they just name special in front of it, or awesome, or secret.
Yeah.
Anything, if it's a
it's probably tasty.
Yeah, like a
But you know what the thing about special
sauces
is?
What?
They tend to be sweet, and I'm of a salty palate. So, I don't want to waste my time.
Heard some pickles in this special sauce. Okay, special sauce, and then that barbecue. What is it?
Brown sugar barbecue?
Brown sugar barbecue? What? Holla at me.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's your speed.
Yeah, exactly. Garlic parmesan, you just can't pass up. You know
the thing about garlic parmesan sauce is it's delicious, but you feel like a bad person afterwards, because your breath is crunk for like 3 days, no matter what you put up in there.
Cool,
like, you can floss, you can do the tongue scrubber. Like, it's in your soul, the garlic parm. So you guys got to be alone.
It gets in the clothes.
In the house for the weekend if you're going to order some garlic parm. So I got to stay away from the garlic parm. It's not worth the trouble.
Honey mustard, I'm always going to go for, because you don't know what you're going to get. There's different types of.
I just don't care about.
You
don't
know
mustard.
What's going to happen.
I've never cared about honey mustard. I don't like the hype. Yeah, it's not. I don't.
You don't like the sweet, and between curry mayonnaise and spicy mayonnaise. And I know as you guys trying to take my black card for liking mayonnaise. Like,
I love mayonnaise. I don't care.
I mean,
but I'm not getting down with mayonnaise when there's this many other options. Anyway, we've given a great advertisement for our Mayor of Flavortown new restaurant, Chicken Guy. So I expect some love, 15% off when we show up in Orlando.
He wears his glasses backwards on his head.
That's not my favorite part of his look.
That is crazy.
It's not my favorite part of his
It's insane.
Look. It's kind of like the people that wear the hat backwards and wear glasses.
Where's my glasses?
It's like if you just turn it.
Don't do that.
That's what it's for. Loser Power Rankings. Loser Power Rankings. These are the losers of the week. Oh, the Supermax. Wasn't it designed to keep superstar players from moving around the league, all that money?
Money isn't everything.
They don't care about it anymore. So AD turned down the Supermax. Kyrie turned down the Supermax was like the max money, basically. KD turned down max money to stay with their teams, kind of all for different reasons. Jimmy Butler also turned down the max with the Sixers to go and play for the Miami Heat. The idea was mostly for people who don't have $1 bajillion, which is all the rest of us. Like, how could you leave that kind of money on the table?
Right.
We tend to forget, like, these guys have incredible amounts of endorsements off the court. Appearances they get paid for. All kinds of contracts that supplement leaving that kind of money on the table. Also, I think, especially with KD, because KD is the one who's going to get criticized the most for leaving because it's KD. Right. Anthony Davis was kind of understandable because he wasn't winning with the Pelicans. And you can't hold the whole Zion thing over his head. Like, the move had already been set in motion for him to leave.
He was done.
Kyrie, nothing was really working in Boston, so it made sense that he would want to leave also. So KD and Jimmy Butler is going to get some pushback because a lot of people believe in the Sixers. I personally don't. And he wanted to be the guy. So I'm cool with that. Also, he went to the Heat, so well. But KD is going to get the most pushback from it because it's a lot of money. I think it was like $60 million or something that he left on the table to go play for the Nets, and he's obviously injured all year, so he's going to have to come off of an Achilles injury, which is really hard to come back from. The point is, KD's legacy is already set. He already has the rings. He has a regular season MVP. He has a finals MVP. He beat LeBron in both of those championships. He was incredibly valuable to that Golden State team because obviously when he went out this year, they did not win the championship. So he's no longer concerned about building his basketball legacy in regards to what people think about him on the court. Now, I do think that he is sensitive to the idea that people feel like those championships were not really his as much as Golden State's.
Right.
But
now,
who cares about that?
Yeah.
Even Michael Jordan gets referred to Michael Jordan's Bulls. Like, it's still the Bulls that won that. Everyone acknowledges the importance of Steve Kerr and Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman and to those teams. So
was that Kevin Durant's Warriors?
I mean, I think for the most part, people think of him as Steph Curry's Warriors, which is fine. Clearly, Bob Myers thinks of him as Steph Curry's Warriors. I mean, that video that's circulating of him at the championship parade talking about KD getting mid-level exception is just like, it's so painful to watch. If you haven't, just give it a little YouTube search. It's not good. But the point is, AD left a lot of money on the table too, and he is doing it for the complete opposite reason, that he hasn't won championships, so he wants to team up with LeBron and try to win a championship. They make so much money off the court. This idea that they have to stay and like take this guaranteed money when we have no idea what they're making off the court. It's not that important when you're making that much money. If you're worth $500 million and you're willing to sacrifice 60, which is still a lot of money, but because it's going to make you happier in the long run, like, who are we to tell you that you're stupid for leaving that money on the table? Like, Paul George obviously stayed and took the money, but Paul George was coming off a catastrophic injury. Like, he's in a completely different mindset, doesn't have the championships. Like, it's a completely different situation. I just think people need to stop overreacting to like how much money these guys are leaving on the table. Supermax is definitely took the L this free agency period for sure. All right, next on Loser Power Rankings is going to be whoever gets Kawhi, because we are all in Kawhi watch right now. Whoever doesn't get Kawhi.
Right, yes.
So there's three teams really in the conversation, which is the Lakers, Clippers, and Raptors, unless there's some other team that everyone is sleeping on, which I don't think is the case. Terrifying. Although nobody knows what Kawhi is thinking ever, or what's going on with him, so we have no idea what's happening. Now, we do know that the Sauce situation is going to play a crucial role in his final decision.
I mean, might end up in Orlando.
You never know, okay? You never know what's going to happen. But look, let's just do it in the most catastrophic order, okay? So if he doesn't stay with the Raptors, I think the Raptors are done. Like, they may sneak into the bottom of the East in the playoffs, but Siakam obviously had an incredible season. Right. Most improved player. He's been tremendous. He's going to continue to develop, and then eventually maybe he can lead that team. Kyle Lowry is still Kyle Lowry and was still crucial to them, but I just think they're going to be a lower seed Eastern Conference playoff team. Like, they're not going to win another championship or be a contender in that situation without Kawhi Leonard. It'll be devastating for them emotionally also. So I don't know what kind of success they'll have this year. They're going to have to rebuild. I have faith in their front office. They did everything the right way, but just that's going to be devastating. You got your championship, probably never going to happen again type of situation. The Clippers don't get him. I mean, they'll just go back to being the Clippers. Like, the Clippers were a fun team last year. Everyone was rooting for them.
On the
like,
rise,
oh,
though.
look at the Clippers, scrappy, gritty.
Yes.
Let's root for them, which I was. I like that team. But they're pretty much the same team, and that's what they'll be. It's just going to be another bold reminder that you're not the Lakers. And that's kind of what it feels like. Like, cute, you did everything right. You have a great culture, a good owner. You have a young or well put together team. Good environments, great city, competitive. no dysfunction, and you're still not the Lakers. That's just what it's going to feel like. And that's kind of what the Clippers are. So if he doesn't go there, that's the situation for the Clippers. Now, the Lakers obviously are going to be the ones that get the most attention if they don't get Kawhi. Like, what are they going to do? Because they're going to have all this money, and they're going to have to pay someone, and they need shooters, and they need fill-in guys, and who's really available? That's kind of the danger of them sitting down and waiting for Kawhi to make his decision, because there's so many X Factor guys that are already gone off the table. They need some X Factor pieces, but I don't know if all of those pieces are going to be enough to carry when LeBron and AD are not at the top of what they need to be, and certainly not deep into the playoffs.
My problem is at this point in time in the West, the teams that we're worried about are teams that we haven't seen play yet, like the Dallas Mavericks,
the Jazz,
the new Jazz, new look Jazz,
the Pelicans,
new look Pelicans, new look Trailblazers.
The Blazers are gonna, yes, exactly.
It's going to be
Blazers
very
have Whiteside
real
now. The Blazers were great last year.
Adding Hassan Whiteside to that team is changes almost everything.
And the Warriors are still going to be good too. So the West is loaded.
We'll see.
I'm very worried about if the Lakers don't get Kawhi Leonard, what the expectations should realistically be for the Lakers. What they will actually be is that they need to be a championship team. Should they realistically be that? I don't know. So whatever teams don't get Kawhi are going to be losers this week for sure. Finally. Oh, sweet baby Knicks. Oh, the Knicks. Oh, the Knicks. All right.
RIP.
I was very high on the Knicks. I was very sure that KD was going there because their front office is the only all-black front office in the league. And very well respected, very well connected, very professional, very deserving of getting players like KD and Kyrie. However, no matter how great your front office is, no matter how prestigious the brand of the New York Knicks is,
profitable as well,
they were not able to overcome what is clearly the biggest albatross for that team, and that is James Dolan. Players don't want to go and play for James Dolan, no matter what it is. Even if he's not meddling anymore, his reputation is not great. And we keep hearing this, so I can't ignore this much smoke. There's got to be fire. Like, we already know he's not a great owner, and he's had all these incidents. The biggest one, obviously, being the situation with Charles Oakley, which is inexcusable. And, I mean, to my knowledge, he's never come out and apologized or anything for it. And
that guy doesn't apologize.
It was a complete disgrace. It was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen happen in the history of sports. So certainly in the history of the Knicks. Charles Oakley is beloved, and it's a total embarrassment. Like, for what? At what point were you not like, this looks bad? Maybe I should stop it.
All these cameras might be recording me yelling at Charles Oakley.
Maybe someone will see it in Madison Square Garden. I don't know. Possibly. Ugh. What are you doing? It's a disaster. Like, it infuriates me every time. It's so hard to watch. And there's so much more than that's gone on with the Knicks, obviously, over the years. And we're not even talking about on the court with the constant tanking and really not drafting well. They had a good draft this year. They got R.J. Barrett, but
when you move Kristaps Porzingis to make room for more free agency,
you gotta get
like huge stars.
You gotta get some free agents, and that's not. I don't even put this on the front office. It just is what it is. Like, I think that the injury. I think that KD and Kyrie were going to the Knicks. The injury changed everything, because I think that KD felt like him and Kyrie, them assumingly coming off of a championship. Mm-hmm. Could roll into New York with like good grace from him winning a championship and probably another Finals MVP, and Kyrie into a new situation, a comfortable space. It's the New York Knicks. There'd be a lot of buzz and excitement, and while there would be a lot of pressure, he probably felt like, I, being the player that I am, of the caliber that I am, the prestige that I am, I can overcome this chaos. But everything changed when he got injured, because now I'm not going to be able to do that. It's all going to be on Kyrie. And I don't know if Kyrie can carry that and put us in a position to be successful moving forward when I come back. Brooklyn's in a better situation, not a dysfunctional owner. If he is, we certainly don't hear about it. On the court, they're in a better position. There's no pressure. No, not compared to the Knicks. It's still New York City. Right. It's still a fun, exciting, cultural experience with the Nets. This is a better situation, and that's how I think it all went down. So the Knicks are huge losers in this, but I'm trying to find some sympathy for them, and I just can't, because it's all on James Dolan. Nobody wants to go to a dysfunctional situation. Nobody wants to go play for the Suns. No one wants to risk their career going to a signed, yes. But no major free agent that can change the course of history is going that will bring maybe $1 billion worth of revenue to your team just by joining them is going to put themselves in a situation with an owner like that. Why would you do that? You'd have to be insane unless you were in a situation like Kevin Durant coming off of another finals win and a finals MVP. It just doesn't make sense. I don't have sympathy for it. You're not bigger than the players. And that's where the conundrum is, because in today's NBA, free agency being the way that it is, stars being the way that it is, you saw how Cleveland exploded when LeBron went back and how its economy went down when he left. He is important to a city. KD is important to a city, even a city like New York. You as an owner are not bigger than the superstar player. Nobody comes to see you. No one's like, oh, I just can't wait to see what sport coat he has on tonight. No one does that. There's no Dan Gilbert sport coats available in the team store. It's not a thing.
Dan Gilbert or James Dolan?
There's no James Dolan, I don't know what he wears. Cumberbatches? What are they? I don't know.
Veneers is what he wears, I think. I think he's clearly wearing veneers. Just saying.
All right, what's in the Migos Culture Report?
Your baby cousin's favorite rapper, Lil Nas Ex, had one hell of a June. Old Town Road has spent 12 weeks at number 1 in the Billboard 100 charts, making it the longest running hip-hop single in history. He performed that song with Billy Ray Cyrus at the BET Awards, put out an EP, and then on the last day of Pride Month, Lil Nas Ex came out to his fans via Twitter when he tweeted this. Some of y'all already know, some of y'all don't. Some of y'all don't care. Some of y'all not going FW me.
With.
Okay, that. No more. But before this month ends, I want y'all to listen closely to Closure.
Yeah, so the song itself, like when it put in that context,
right,
made sense.
Yes.
Just the song itself, I would have never gathered that from him.
No.
So but congrats to him.
Yes.
Like, very exciting to be able to, be yourself. And I told you that Old Town Road it's new, I Believe I Can Fly. It is the most played song in the history of the world. It's here to stay. And it's here to stay, and it is the summer anthem. All right, what's next?
Kim Kardashian's. She put out a shape.
Okay, so let me explain, since you clearly
I know how to explain body shape stuff. Look,
shapewear is no, you weren't. Shapewear is what women wear under clothes. I wear them under my dresses every single day because it's television. So sometimes women have to wear underwear, and sometimes they're long underwear because you're wearing a dress and it keeps everything where it's supposed to be.
Learn something new every day.
The point is, she put out a Spanx line, and that's what most people know. It's Spanx.
Yes.
She put out a Spanx line, and I was very excited about it, and like very excited to reveal that this is what she does.
Yes.
And she called it kimono. Which, again, I never understand how, when something goes into production that's that obvious, how many levels of people had to approve it and be like, does anyone want to tell her that there might be, I don't know, an entire country that could be offended by this name? No one? We're just not going to tell Kim and Kanye that they should consider another name? No, we're just going to run with this? Okay. Like, no one? How many people? Did the graphic designer that, made it? Or, the people that printed the paper? I don't know. Maybe someone at the bank. Like, how many things did this get passed through before someone was like,
no, that's a whole...
This is what we decided on?
That's a whole other thing.
Anyway, they're changing the name, obviously.
Yes.
They also did not have a good week with women because they've been airing this on the... I don't watch the show, but on the show, they have been discussing their anger towards women who were with Tristan. Of course, everyone has their opinion about where the anger should be directed in that situation.
Some of them live next door.
So they also decided that together they were going to be tough.
As a unit.
Which we discussed a couple weeks ago, maybe in our last episode, I can't remember.
Finish it now, tell you.
That, it was the conversation of Justin Bieber wanting to fight Tom Cruise.
Oh,
and I said that, you had to pick someone who's, I think, 30, how many years older than you?
30
years older than you.
29
or something. I'm not sure. Anyway, it was Kris Jenner that I landed on because I believe that Kris Jenner is the only one that can fight in that family. And it appears I was right about that because if you are sitting around a table deciding that you're going to be tough,
31.
I have news for you. You don't actually. This is not the point in your life you want to start being active for the smoke. If you are somebody who has the ability and the mentality to be hands-on in a situation where you're angry, that's something that has been ingrained in your DNA from a young age. You didn't just become... In other words, I'm saying you're a real one or you're not. And that's just all there is to it. And the internet agrees with me. So they're not having a good week, and that's all I'm saying about that. So it's a possibility it could be, getting closer to that time where the cancellation is coming. Probably not, but who knows? They do have great makeup, though.
Billions.
All right, what's next happening?
Taylor Swift having some trouble buying back her.
Okay, so
masters.
Ashley already has the microphone in hand.
All right.
Ashley,
Why would I? How dare I?
Ashley is our resident Taylor Swift
What's going on with Tay-Tay?
stan. Otherwise, what do they call them? Swifties?
Monsters.
Swifties. That's Lady Gaga.
What is it?
Okay.
Perry's or something?
Ooh.
That.
Nah.
She's just trying to piss me off.
Hates Katy Perry. Hates. I don't even understand it. It's weird.
She's so good.
It's the weirdest thing about Ashley, and that's saying a lot. Okay, what is the issue with Taylor Swift? Why is everyone upset?
I don't know why people are upset at all. I know why Taylor's upset.
Lay out the story, please.
So she has written or co-written every single song that she's ever performed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
She, I guess, signed a contract when she was 15 and just got discovered. And the Big Machine.
Okay.
That's the name of the company. It was an independent label.
Yeah.
And they just sold it to Scooter Braun.
Okay. So Scooter Braun is the manager of Justin Bieber, right?
Justin
So he has
Bieber's
lots of money.
But the issue is that they never gave Taylor a chance to buy it.
Okay. How much did he spend on it?
$300 million.
Did she have $300 million to spend on it?
Okay. So what is the first thing you think Scooter Braun did once he bought it?
Sell them?
No, he posted an Instagram story saying, just bought Taylor Swift.
I mean,
I own Taylor Swift.
That's what rich people who are arrogant do. Yeah. Here's the deal.
That's a hell of a flex, too.
That is a flex.
That was quickly deleted.
Okay, because that's not smart, of course,
flex.
and inappropriate, and of course going to get extreme backlash from an entire nation of Swifties and other people in the business, other, artists that you may want to represent that you're bragging about buying someone's masters. It's not the best way to get people to trust you. However, surprising to no one, okay? I mean, certainly not to me. This is my thing about this story, and I'm fully on Taylor's side, just to be clear, 100%. But this happens all the time. How many black artists has this happened to? And thank you, Jeremy's in the background saying all the time, because how the time is it? Can the church say amen? So I just want to say, this is a situation where, people could change the game. You know what I mean? It's kind of how the Me Too thing didn't really catch on until certain people started telling the same stories that other people were telling. I don't know if you follow me, but follow me though.
Around the same people. But yeah, I got you.
All right, thanks for joining us this week. We missed you.
Yes.
Make sure that you share us with your friends and subscribe on YouTube. Maybe I'm Crazy Pod. We are on the iHeartMedia app.
Yep.
We are on YouTube. We are on Spotify. We are on SoundCloud. We are on Apple Podcasts. So you have no excuse. Share, subscribe, We love you. Follow at Maybe I'm Crazy Pod. Newman Show 99. Joy Taylor Talks. Make sure you check out Brandon on Fridays for the Brandon Newsman updates.
Yes, please.
Sure, we'll have some Kawhi news.
Whew,
hopefully, maybe
he might wait till Saturday.
He might. Who knows? You never know with Kawhi.
Yeah.
He's tricky.
Yeah.
Got to bring him his sauces and Wingstop. But hopefully we'll have a Kawhi update. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next week.
Bye.
Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not.